Yes, guys, what's going on? Welcome to AdamMcKola TV. I am Adam. We are back. We are live. This is United Daily Live, the place where you get your latest Manchester United news every single night, 10:30 p.m. UK time. Obviously, we're a little bit late today because Joe was late on the late night live. Goddamn, John. We don't like to step on each other's toes. Obviously, Stretford Paddock is, of course, my home as well. But here at AdamMcKola TV, we are here live every single night at 10:30 p.m. with the latest Manchester United news. And of course, we have got loads to talk about. If you're heading over from that late night live or you're a new viewer on the channel, welcome to the show. Hope you're enjoying it. Make sure you're subscribing. Make sure you're subscribing because I know there's at least 45% of you that don't subscribe and you watch loads of the videos. So get subscribed up, like, comment, share. And we have got loads to talk about today. Alex Telles could be on his way to Manchester United. We were linked with a move for Sergio Reguilon in that left back position. But now it looks like we are possibly targeting Porto's Alex Telles. But PSG are in the frame as well. Does that mean we are being used to line up a move for PSG? You know, all those kind of things do come into my mind, especially at this point in the summer when things have been dragging on. We've only made one signing. We've been here, there and everywhere around the block for certain players. We've not signed them, apart from Donny van der Beek. And you just don't want to get drawn into anything yet. But there are tier one sources reporting Manchester United's interest in Alex Telles. And we will be looking at those reports here on AdamMcKola TV. Also, Player of the Year, Player of the Year were announced today. Bruno and Anthony Martial grabbing awards, absolutely well-deserved awards for both of them, and we'll be discussing that. James Garner has joined Watford on a season-long loan, so we've seen Dylan Levitt, his midfield partner, go out on loan to Charlton Athletic in League One, and now we're seeing Jimmy Garner join Watford on a season-long loan. Obviously, Watford went down, were relegated to the Championship. Still a very good move for him, though, and fingers crossed he'll be in that team playing week in, week out with the likes of Troy Deeney and co. Unless Troy Deeney leaves Watford, has been linked with a few moves here, there, and everywhere. And Fonseca, the Roma manager, has been speaking about Chris Smalling, and he has said Chris Smalling wants the move to Roma. So we'll be looking at that as well, and I'm sure we'll have other um, other updates on Jadon Sancho and this, that, and the other. So let's get stuck into all of that. But before we do, it is September the 18th, and so we're going to do a little bit of an on this day. And today's on this day, guys, is a sad one. I'm not going to lie. It was 15 years ago today, on this day, the 18th of September 2005, where Roy Keane broke a metatarsal in his foot during Manchester United's goalless draw with Liverpool at Anfield. It proved to be his 480th and final appearance for the Red Devils. On this day, Roy Keane playing in his final game for Manchester United, hobbling off the pitch in that blue shirt. I still remember it till this day, and it was... I love Keane. It was so sad to see him leave under such a cloud. It really was. I absolutely adore Roy Keane. What a player he was for Manchester United. And as it is and on this day, in Roy Keane's memory, let's pull out his book. Here we've got the Autobiography of Roy Keane. I believe this was the first one. It was the first one. Of course it was. And here we go on the back from Sir Alex Ferguson of his book. If I was putting Roy Keane out there to represent Manchester United on a one-on-one, we'd win the derby, the national, the boat race, and anything else. It's an incredible thing that he's got. Great words from Sir Alex Ferguson on the great man, Roy Keane. And let me just find a little page out here. Let me just find something. Well, let's just have a look at some pictures or something. Like Roy Keane, what a man. There he is. Footballer of the Year, Football Writers Association Player of the Year, playing in, I guess, 2000, 2001 in that shirt. What a player, what a captain, what a man, what a legend Roy Keane was, playing in his final game for Manchester United today in 2005, 15 years ago. And I just love the man. Absolutely love Roy Keane. But anyway, let's not get caught up by that. Otherwise, I'll be sitting here crying about Roy Keane and him leaving Manchester United. Shah says you're late on this news. Well, it's reports. It's nothing serious. It's nothing guaranteed. It's nothing definite. We might not sign Alex Telles. And I thought, I'm going to leave my live stream in the normal time of 10:30 p.m. I don't believe this is anything that is worthy of us getting overexcited about, because I don't want to get you guys' hopes up. I know how we're all feeling at this moment in time, so we'll report the news, but I'm not going to jump on a live stream as soon as it breaks, because it's simple reports and we have to wait to see how these things develop, because things can change so quickly. We know this already. He is trending on Twitter right now, Alex Telles, and he's been linked with a move to Manchester United. And the first serious tweet that came out today was from Tier 1 journalist Mohamed Bouhafsi, who tweeted, Alex Telles, or Telles, I don't know how you pronounce his name, has agreed a 5-year contract with Manchester United. The Premier League club will now seek to agree a fee with FC Porto. PSG are also there, still thinking about whether or not to make a concrete move now. Obviously, PSG suffered a couple of injuries recently, and they may now be looking to move into that market. Are we being used to pull that interest out of PSG and lure them into signing? Although we have heard Alex Telles linked with Manchester United, Pini Zahavi is shopping his client around. He's got 1 year left on his deal with Porto. He's obviously 27 years old, turning 28 soon, but he's 27 years old, linked with a move, 1 year left on his deal. You can get him for around 20 million euros. The fee still not agreed with the club, but Mohamed Bouhafsi came out and said Alex Telles has agreed a 5-year contract with Manchester United. The Premier League club will now seek to agree a fee with FC Porto, but PSG are also possibly interested. Then Fabrizio Romano, who had earlier posted on Instagram that United would sign a left back and a winger, Alex Telles, Jadon Sancho, those were the two names that popped up immediately in people's minds. And he said, and Man United want to sign a left back on the next days. Yes, Alex Telles, one of 3 names on the top of the list. One was Reguilon. He's obviously out now because he's going to Tottenham, and United didn't want to take out that clause, and he does point that out. It's because of the clause. MUFC are now negotiating with Telles, as per Mohamed Bouhafsi. No agreement yet with Porto. Now, we then heard the likes of Jason Burt from the Telegraph, so the British press then jumped on this as well, and they came out reporting that Man United are in talks to sign the left back. There's no deal agreed as yet, but it is looking positive, and there's more on Telegraph Football. So we are going to go over to Telegraph Football right now and have a look at what they are saying in regards to this Alex Telles potential move. So let's find it. So here we go. I'm going to have to pay for this, and I ain't paid for this. So what they're saying is, I need to start a free trial, which I'm not going to do. But what they're saying is, Man United are in talks to sign the Porto left back Alex Telles. So we're in talks with him. Now let's have a look, because we know what some of these pages do, don't they? They grab all the story out from there. And so the Telegraph said, negotiations are underway with Alex Telles' representatives Pini Zahavi over a long-term deal with Manchester United. It is understood Porto will accept a fee of around £18 million. United may face competition from PSG, but are believed to be the favourites. That is what we heard from the Telegraph. We also heard from Laurie Whitwell from The Athletic that there have been talks between United and Porto. United are in the market for a fullback. The priority remains a right winger. He said, to clarify, the talks between intermediaries rather than the club's direct, United will continue to monitor the situation. David Ornstein also said, United are continuing to monitor Alex Telles' situation at Porto and have had conversations. Club sources say no agreement in place with the club or the player. So this is how it looks like it went down. Mohamed Bouhafsi jumped out and said Manchester United have agreed a 5-year deal with Alex Telles' clients and his representative to join the club. But there was no agreement in place with FC Porto yet, and PSG were also interested. Now, me using my brain is thinking this. Maybe Mohamed Bouhafsi has a report from either someone connected to PSG or someone connected to the player, and he is reporting that similarly to Fabrizio Romano, who could have a link to the player's side of things or PSG's side of things, and are saying and reporting what they believe to be true, that there's terms agreed between the players' representatives and United if a move was to take place. So this is how this could go down. Pini Zahavi shopping his client around. United are saying, actually, we might be interested if we can agree a deal with Porto. How much wages would he want? What's the kind of deal he's looking at? All right, cool. We'll give you this kind of deal. Pini Zahavi's gone away. Now Manchester United need to agree a deal with the player, with the club. But we know that might not happen. United might leave it on the back burner. United might focus on another player. These things can happen. So I believe that agreeing terms with a player could just be a gentleman's agreement. Like, all right, cool. If we agree this deal with the club, we'll get it sorted. And now what it looks like after that side of the story has come out, that Manchester United have briefed the British press saying, whoa, 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 hold on a minute. There's no terms agreed. There may be talks. There may be discussions. We may be monitoring this situation, but pouring cold water on it, because there's been reports that United have been frustrated by the fact that we've been continuously linked with players that we've maybe not been fully after. With Reguilon, for example, I didn't understand the craze around Reguilon joining Spurs. It was totally the right decision for United to not accept the buyback clause. I totally understood us not being in for Gareth Bale. You know, someone with his injury record who's not been playing for a long time on massive wages as well, that you'd still be paying 50% or whatever. I understood it. But the frustration for United fans is built up by the fact that we haven't done enough business. So then when there are rumours linking us with Reguilon and Bale and they join other clubs, the frustration is amplified and it may be misdirected. Like, I wanted Reguilon. When a month ago, that person didn't want Reguilon. But what they wanted was to see Manchester United strengthen the team, and they haven't seen it. So they use that as another excuse. Whereas if United were making their deals happen, and Reguilon was going to Spurs with the buyback clause, and Bale and Thiago was going to... United fans wouldn't care about those individual transfers, but it's the emotions get brought up because we're seeing other clubs do business, that they're thinking, where's our deals? Why aren't we in for these players? When actually, not being in for some of these players may be the right decision, but the fact that you haven't done the business anyway means, you're off to a loser from the start. And whilst I can understand United maybe not being in for certain players, they can't then question the club, the fans' frustration, because the fans have every right to be frustrated at the way this club does business. Every right. But you can see they've come out and just put a little dampener on it in order to say, terms ain't agreed, chill out a little bit. We're still in negotiations. To kind of like just dead the hype a little bit. That's how it looks to me on this front. Achin says, Adam, don't you think the board knows Ollie won't speak against them? That's why they continue to stall with spending money. Mourinho spoke up, he went. That's bollocks, to be honest. Thank you for your super chat. Thank you for getting involved. Mourinho sucked them off at the start. We've seen them at the start. When he wanted 4 players and he got 3, he said, yeah, they've done as much as they can. I really like the owners. I praised Ed Woodward. I remember we won 1 game and he said that wins for Ed Woodward. So until Mourinho saw everything unfurling in front of him, that was when he started criticizing. He knew he was getting sacked. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, in his press conference today, has said we need to strengthen the team. Like, you can't just ignore these things in order to push a next narrative. He said it publicly. It's the way you say these things. It's the way you word these things. He doesn't burn the house down and say, this fucking team shit, I need signings. He says, actually, we need to improve what we're doing. We're pushing in the right direction. Things are positive. But yes, we need to make signings. This is what a club like Manchester United expect. This is what our fans expect, to see us improve the team. He said it in his press conference today. James is thinking 3-0 United tomorrow. Darcy says, I've been told Tellez can't defend. I admit I haven't seen him much. I don't watch Portuguese football. If that's true, that won't stand at United. He's better in an attacking sense than Luke Shaw. Defensively, I've not seen as much of him. I need to see, especially like coming to the Premier League. But I think at £18 million, you're getting a Brazilian international, decent age. When you look at the age of our squad, we've got one of the youngest squads in the league. So bringing in someone at 28 years old, 27, 28, isn't a bad move. And he brings competition into a spot that you need. I don't think it'd be a bad signing at all. But again, just like with Reguilon, I wouldn't be heartbroken if it didn't happen. The business we need to make happen, we know is Jadon Sancho. We need to make that deal come through. It's as simple as that. Pyramid says it's been confirmed. Tellers is having a medical at PSG tomorrow. Like I said, I don't know whether that's true or not. I've not seen any reports from that. So can you let me know where you've seen that so I can check it out, please? But it wouldn't surprise me if we're being used like that. Like I said, when the first one came out, I thought, let's not get carried away with this one just yet. Let's wait and see how it develops. But we heard from the Portuguese press yesterday that he was close to a move to Manchester United, and we're expecting a formal bid in the coming days after the club pulled out of a deal for Sergio Reguilon. So let's wait and see what happens. But this is what we're hearing in regards to Alex Telles. And what I'd hate to see from Manchester United would be for the club to fanny around over this deal, because 20 million euros for someone of his age, someone of his experience, someone in his position, it just fucking do the deal. You know what I mean? You're gonna get that in for Chris Smalling. You're gonna get that in for another player. So just do the deal, in my opinion, and stop messing around. Get it done. If you want him, get it done. If you want a left back and Ollie wants him, what are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? Just do the deal. Niggleblade says we ain't getting nobody. We're done. Whilst I understand the pessimism, I disagree. We will sign someone. We'll sign someone. I think we will. They know there'd be riots if they didn't. We will sign someone. It's just frustrating we don't have them in before the season starts. That's where my frustration comes from, because you know United will end up paying the money for Jadon Sancho. You know they'll end up paying the money. It's like with the Fellaini thing. I know we go back to 2013, 14, but like he had a release clause. We didn't pay it. We waited, paid more. What's the point? Alex says, do you think Ollie will play a back five? Not tomorrow. We may play with the three centre halves in the future, but not tomorrow. Tellez is very similar to Delo, but 7 years older. Joke club. I think Diogo Dalot's leaving, so you know he's had his injury issues. He's in the squad, but he's not first choice. It's kind of similar to the Reguilon situation at Real Madrid. You have a talented young player who plays in a position where you've got one or two players ahead of him, unfortunately, and he's got a decent resale value that the club will think we can keep Brandon Williams, Ethan Laird, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Luke Shaw, sell him, and reinvest it in a more experienced player that's going to provide the competition we need for Luke Shaw. Maybe Ollie just doesn't fancy him. I like Diogo Dalot, but you know maybe Ollie just doesn't fancy him. That happens sometimes in football. That happens. I think we'll get Sancho in January like we did with Bruno, says Rishi. Nah, I don't think it happens. I don't think a club like Dortmund let him go in January. You know, they'll probably be involved in the Champions League and things like that. He'll be cup tied in the Champions League. So a club pay, like United would pay for him in January and say, oh, because he can't play in the Champions League for the next 4 months or whatever we'd be left in the Champions League for, we'll pay you 20 million less, and Dortmund will be like, fuck off, and then it won't happen. Sidesh says, do you see Van der Beek starting? I don't really want to discuss anything in regards to starting 11s or the game tomorrow, because there's two previews there. There's the Predictor preview with myself and Stephen Arson, and there's the preview that I uploaded today. So you can go and check those things out after we've finished here. The first one video is like 15 minutes, the other video is like 10 minutes. So a little half an hour reviewing if you combine the two previews. We've got some quotes via United Report from Solskjaer on transfers. He says it's not as big a pool as for the other clubs, because part of Man United and being good enough is one thing. Then you've got another club that probably want to keep that type of player of that quality. My focus is on us, of course. We sit down and we discuss and we have plans. Sometimes it doesn't happen as planned. Life isn't a straight line. Sometimes things happen. I've always said, I'm happy to work with these players, very happy to work with them. I'm not going to take anything away from them either, because we have to go into this season confident with how we did towards the end of the season. There's still a few weeks left of the transfer window. It might happen we get someone in. I work with a club and they know what I feel this team and the squad needs. Let's see if we can add to what we have. But the ones who are here have really taken a step forward and done themselves good favours to be in the squad moving forward. You see other clubs and what they do. They put up a challenge for us. Our response has to be results. We can be the best at things that don't cost anything. The culture here, the training, the coaching, getting fitter. We're looking at a small pool of players that can add to the quality of our team. They're working hard, and I understand that they are working hard. The mood is very good, but we had a bitter end to the season. We did well in the chasing pack. We got to the third position, but the way we went out of Europe was a big disappointment. So we're determined to prove that wrong. Some other quotes from earlier on as well. Solskjaer to me sounds like he knows that we've got players coming in, because he sounds more relaxed in those quotes than he did from the earlier quotes when we had. So where was his quote earlier? This is what he said. We know to get further, we need to develop what we have and strengthen the team. I've been in dialogue with the club. We're always discussing it. Now let's see if we can bring anyone in. He was also very strong on Mason Greenwood and England and Gareth Southgate as well. I loved that. Attacking England and the FA and Gareth Southgate. I absolutely loved it. So Ollie making it clear, he's let the board know who he wants. They've had discussions and he knows that what he needs players to bring in to improve the team. It does feel like United are trying to sell players first, which again is annoying. But I mean, I'm trying to keep some positivity in the fact that we've still got 3 weeks left. The squad is in a good shape. So if you do bring your signings in, we should have enough to beat Crystal Palace. Do you know what I mean? You can't use not having Jadon Sancho as an excuse for not beating Crystal Palace. We should be beating Crystal Palace at home. We've got a full squad. The only one out tomorrow is Axel Twanzebe. So we've got a full squad. We've got a full team. There's no excuses. You can't be losing against Crystal Palace, blaming that on Jadon. Fuck that. Do you know what I mean? Like, you have to be going into this game now. In the long term, not getting these signings can affect our long term. But in the next couple of games, these boys with a full squad, you can't be using that as an excuse. Sorry. And that's partly of what I think Ollie's message is to the team. Like, there's no excuses here. We are still trying to improve. We are still pushing forward. And what I'm excited about seeing is we never had Pogba or Bruno or Rashford for a lot of last season. If you can get the signings in on top of that, there's so much to look forward to. Adding Donny van der Beek into the mix. Dean Henderson to challenge De Gea. There's so much to be positive about. But because of the club's ineptitude in the market, their failure to get the business done on time, it just leaves you with a real frustration. It makes you forget the positive things. But I suppose that's kind of the world we live in when the transfer window comes around at the moment. I remember wanting Patrick Kluivert and not getting him. Being absolutely gutted. He went to Barcelona. We got Dwight York. I was gutted. Won the fucking treble. I'm not saying we're winning the treble. But, sometimes moves go away and you don't get what you want, and still works out. But we need Jadon Sancho, that's for fucking sure. There's no way this club can waste 18 months fucking around for Jadon Sancho to not get him. I'm going to Woodward's house if that happens. Anyway, guys, thank you for tuning in. Make sure you're keeping it locked. Like, comment, share, subscribe. This has been United Daily Live. Will Alex Telles come, or will he be joining PSG tomorrow? Who knows? But whatever happens, we'll have it locked there. Go check out the preview, the predictor preview. Tomorrow we'll have the Premier League Weekly #2, and we'll also have reaction to Manchester United hopefully beating Palace. See you in a bit.